And that's what we're trying to build. It's not, it's not a new platform, right? When we talk about the Heaven Experience, we're talking about the underlying technology, which is Passage. We're not talking about a new Facebook, a new Instagram, right? It's not just the same thing again. Well, but now we're going to be more free about it. It's like, no, the underlying technology itself changes. It's like when the printing press came out, people couldn't control information anymore, right? Because anybody who could get their hands on a printing press could now get information out to everybody, right? The Bible is no longer just in the language of the clergy. Now the people, the laity, have access to the Word of God, right? And that's kind of what this new technological revolution is doing for other kinds of information. It makes it so that your relationships, which up to this point, has become more and more and more an asset of the elite, an asset of the technology monopolies, right? The Googles, the Facebooks, the Apples, like they control your information, your relationships. And this is like the new printing press because it opens up the ability for people to control that themselves and say, I want to hold on to those things and take it wherever I want to. So those things go with them. It's opening up the opportunity for ownership in the digital age, just being able to actually hold on to the value you've created, right? Whether it's relationships or reputation or whatever you create on the internet. And also like being able to do something with that, right? To be able to move around, like you said, moving between different experiences, different platforms, different whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. And also to add to that, if you think of a platform like Instagram, you can't access all your followers. We spoke about this with Oswin.
Yep.
Why should I let you access all your followers and then advertisers come advertise with you and not me? So essentially what's happening is it's you versus the platform. You're competing against the platform that you're socializing on, not over here.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And I think that's what all of the entrepreneurs, the creators, the influencers are looking for. The best way to be able to interact and monetize and grow.
Yeah.
And communities have always been the thing. That's how Facebook started off as a community. Now it's such a community that can control the way that the election goes.
Yep. They have so much influence because they have so much information.
Those guidelines associated with that community on Facebook don't even coincide with your constitutional rights. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's a new law unto itself.
New world. Yeah. It's a new world. So, I'm excited, man. I'm excited to be a part of this, and I'm excited to be able to keep expanding the brand and keep figuring out new ways to just touch the people.
Yeah. And I love what you're saying, right, when it comes to kind of growing this beyond just Royce and have an experience encapsulating other thinkers, other influencers, other creators. Who are some of the people who come to mind? Some of the people who have been influential in your career from a very close perspective, like people that the audience might not see, but also other creators who've been really influential to you, either like some of the most influential collaborations. Who are the people in some of these different areas who you would really want to bring into a collaborative world like this?
Joe Budden, Wallow, Eminem, DJ Premier, Tuma from YouTube. I think he's super knowledgeable. Isaac Hayes Jr. from Fanbase, Charlemagne the God, just to name a few.
Yeah. And what do you think is the kind of the common thread? What do you think these people are doing that's made them successful in the different areas that they're applying their understanding, their learning, their creating? Like what sets some of those people apart?
Their ability to be able to read the room and not be afraid to try something new. You know what I mean? They're front runners.
I love that. Yeah.
Front runners. You know what I mean? So those are the kind of creators I like to align myself with.
No, I totally get that. And I really relate to what you're saying there, because when you say read the room, it's relational, right? It's like the people who can connect and who are, like you said, not afraid to take risks, to do something new. They have the best chance at creating new connections, new relationships. Because when people buy into an album, people buy into a platform or any kind of product, nobody buys a product, nobody buys a brand. They buy a story, right? They buy an experience. People don't buy this because it's going to make me smell good. They buy it because it's going to make me feel good. It's going to make me cool, right? It's going to make me whatever, like they buy a thing because of the experience they believe they'll have or how it's going to make them different fundamentally. And so when you have people, like you said, who are relational, who have this kind of like connection and they can read the room, then you're able to get this sense of that person can project to them, this is your story too, right? They can pull them into that story and they become a part of something bigger, right? That's huge. And that's a lot of what I've felt in terms of how you've talked about the Heaven experience is that it allows people to be a part of something bigger, right? It's not just them, it's a community, right? And there's people in that community that they look up to, right? Already, people they've identified as outliers, as leaders, as leaders in artistry and technology. But there's other people they don't know, right? And so it gives them this opportunity to expand their community and to be a part of something that's bigger than themselves. And I feel like the artists and the creators and the influencers you're talking about, they have that same characteristic where it's like when you listen to their music, when you get involved in this content that they're creating and the platforms that they're building, you feel like you're a part of something bigger. That's a story you can really identify with and be a part of something outside yourself.
Right, right.